Hi everyone, this is Gary Berman, host of the Cyber Hero Adventure Show, coming to you live from the ISACA South Florida event, where they've been able to convene some of the smartest people in the world in this crazy digital universe in which we all occupy. So speaking of one of the smartest people, I'd like to welcome to the show Mike Wilkes. Hey Mike, glad to see you.
Hi Gary, good to see you.
Yeah, and
Looking
so
forward to
how's it going?
It's going great. I just flew in last night from New York, and I'm looking forward to the events of the day. The keynotes have been really great, and I've got a panel discussion that I'm moderating on the SEC rules and requirements that have been for disclosures and reporting. We have someone who's former cyber advisor to the SEC, Chris Hettner, on that call, or on that panel. And then later I get to do a session called A Pound of Cure, where I'm talking about the whole Benjamin Franklin meme, which is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I think we should stop spending on the ounce of prevention and start spending a little bit more on the pound of cure.
I mean, how timely is that, given the CISO announcement? I think you posted on LinkedIn from Jen Easterly, in her congressional testimony, saying, like, for example, China's in all our stuff.
The idea that we can avoid boom, right, bad things happening, is a myth, right? And we really do, I think, focus on this idea that it's a matter of when you will be breached and how often. So I think about breach cadence these days instead of breach likelihood. And what do you do after the shit hits the fan? That's the right of boom technology. That's the resilience. That's the ability to stand back up after an attack. And so in my presentation on the Pound of Cure, I talk about the evolution of thinking about failure and how we can embrace failure. And that will make us stronger. Just like our bones get stronger when they get subjected to force, we need to build resilient systems that are robust and adaptive, and not just think about returning to the states prior to the breach. Because guess what? At that moment, you were incredibly vulnerable, and that's why you got breached. So you don't really want to do disaster recovery. You want to kind of evolve, adapt, and transform.
You're about the smartest guy I've met in cybersecurity, and I have a database of, 300 interviews or something that I've done over the years. And you've been kind enough to be an advisor to the Cyber Hero vCISO network. Can you tell us a little bit about why you did that? Then to build on that, you started the Security Agency.
Yep.
Tell our audience about those two things.
Sure. So the idea is that there's a lot of talent out there in the CISO world that's looking for a side gig. Not the least reason of which is that your W-2 employment is at will, and you get thrown under the bus regularly whenever someone clicks on something and something bad happens, right? So the idea is that we're building some resilience among ourselves as practitioners to be able to find ways to be a fractional CISO, to engage. And that was the idea that lit up with the Cyber Hero Network. And I had been working on this security agency, Security Agency USA.com, as a similar but slightly different approach. So I really think that if we try 3 or 4 different ways to get all these smart people back to work and doing interesting work where they're actually intrinsically motivated in protecting the organization, aka working for a nonprofit, working for a startup. There's lots of organizations that can't afford a 6 or 7 figure a year expert, but they can get a part-time, fractional access. And so the security agency is just one other area where I'm spending a lot of my time trying to find the magic recipe to get small to medium-sized businesses to get the advantage of having a strategic advisor, having a fractional CISO, and stopping bad things from happening.
Indeed. So how does our audience get more information, about you and from you?
Well, you can always look on, like LinkedIn. I'm Eclecticus, spelled with a Q. That's my handle. It's kind of like the days of Citizens Band Radio, right? You had a CB handle. I've been using the word Eclecticus or the name Eclecticus for a while. Or the security agency, I think it's just securityagencyusa.com.
Cool. Well, on behalf of a grateful digital universe, Mike, thanks for who you are and for what you do and why you do it. And on a personal basis, on behalf of my family and myself, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you.